let's take a little time to understand external threats and internal threats. And so, just to give you a little bit of background, there are lots of threats to information, including natural disasters, system failures, but we'll be concentrating on threats that have people at their origin. So, threats that aren't natural disasters or technical failures that are outside of people's control. Uh, Threats can be internal and external, as we already discussed. External threats, which you might be more aware of, include amateur hackers who are experimenting with new techniques and they just happen to target you because you have some sort of exploit on your website that they just learned how to figure out. You have hacktivists, so these people are in the news quite a bit. It's anonymous, and people like that who have some sort of personal or political agenda that they have a bone to pick with you. Cyber criminals who are trying to make money. So this is sort of the stereotypical Eastern European hacker, someone like that, who is trying to make a quick buck. And so, of course, that stereotype is completely bogus, and cyber criminals come from all over the world, and they are not necessarily this cartoonish type of person you see in the movies, but they are out there, and they're typically going for valuable information like credit cards. And finally, information warriors who are working for nations to steal information. And so there's a lot of media attention to Chinese Chinese government professional data thieves who have been breaking into Fortune 500 companies and the U.S. government itself and trying to take information from these large corporations to move the Chinese economy forward. And so I think that every nation does it. The United States has its own data security people who are taking other countries' information, but you should know that this is a thing that happens, and most of the businesses that you may be in will never be targets for any of these types of people, except for maybe these amateur hackers. And so the idea that you should come away with is that external threats, although they get the most press and they're the sexiest types of discussions to have, those are not the most significant security threats that you should be worried about. And internal threats account for 80% of security problems, according to the National Institute of Standards and Technology. And so internal threats are the types of threats that you should be safeguarding yourself against primarily, and that's where your money should go. And so internal threats can be both intentional or unintentional, and they can include issues like non-business use of computers, which can allow threats in. So, for example, if someone takes their work laptop home to play games on it, and they let someone else borrow that laptop, and that laptop contains all sorts of valuable information that then gets copied by the third party who borrowed it, that's a typical intentional internal threat that could have been unintentional internal threat that could have been avoided. So moving forward, we're going to talk about several categories of common internal threats. And so see you in the next video.